the island of dead dolls located in Mexico. There are over 1,500 young girl and many evil spirits and demons have latched onto these dolls. And people who have visited this island have claimed to hear the dolls speak and see them move and see them blink. Would you go to the island of the dead dolls? Let me know. Also, follow my TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube for more. It really helps when you interact.
In the 18th century, you could bring your dog or cat to the zoo and pay your admission by feeding them to the lions. These are terrifying facts you wish you never knew. Part 6. There's an antidepressant that eliminates somebody's ability to feel love and compassion. Even if your phone is using incognito mode, Wi-Fi routers still keep logs of what websites you visit, and the owner of the router could check this whenever they want. In 1963, the Bronx Zoo had an exhibit. It was called the most dangerous animal in the world. It was a mirror. You got 12 hours to eat every hot dog in here for $1,000 each. You can pick 3 friends to help you. Who are you choosing? Let me know down below. A man had went to the doctors complaining about discomfort in his throat. When they checked, they found an octopus living in it. It was surviving off all the food he was eating and absorbing it. It turns out the man had went to a sushi restaurant and had eaten a live octopus. It's a delicacy in South Korea. It decided to move in instead. When Tatanisha Hedman found out that her husband was being inappropriate with her daughter, she kept quiet, waited for him to fall asleep, doused him with gasoline, and lit him on fire. She then admitted to police that she lit him on fire because shooting him would have been too nice. Should I do a part 7?
Terrifying animals you are glad are extinct. Number 1, the Megalodon shark. This animal can grow to about 60 feet long and one tooth is said to be the size of a human. They were meat-eating creatures that could kill and destroy just about anything. If they were still around today, oceans would be off limits. Number 2, the Titanoboa. This snake weighed about 2,000 pounds but was also 40 feet long. The snakes killed their prey with constrictions, meaning they would suffocate them to death. Number 3, the Caprosuchus. Just imagine if a T-Rex and a crocodile had a baby. This animal looks like a crocodile, but it has very long legs and can run very fast. The Caprosuchus could run as fast as 40 kilometers per hour. For context, the average male human runs at just 13 kilometers per hour. For more.
Imagine innocently filming your child and capturing a ghost boy in the video. At first I thought it was a doll until the dad gets scared and runs away.
Ha! Gotcha. Found you.
You can't catch me.
Hey, whoa!
To me, that clearly looks like a demonic child. You know the lore of the black-eyed children? It kind of looks like that. And what's crazy is that these demonic entities are known to pry on children. You can see that the child is not scared at all, because to him, it's his friend.
Terrifying games you don't want to play, part 31. Looky Looky. If you are able to survive this game, you will receive a gift which is valuable beyond belief. However, the consequence of losing is a long and painful death. To play the game, you will need a candlestick, a match or lighter, and a bucket of white paint. Once you have acquired these items, you'll need to use the white paint to draw images of eyeballs on every window around your house. Be warned, if you miss a single window, your house will not be protected, and the game will become impossible to win. Once you have finished your paintings, you'll need to find a room without windows, close the door, and wait until midnight. Once the clock strikes 12, you'll need to light your candlestick and say the words, "Looky, looky, come and see, looky, looky, you won't find me," 3 times in succession. This will summon the Lookie Man. For the next 6 hours or until sunrise, the Lookie Man will move around your house, trying to catch a glimpse of you through the windows. Your job will be to continuously move around the house without being caught. You also cannot let your candlestick go out, or you will automatically lose the game. If you're able to survive until sunrise, blow out your candle and the Lookie Man will disappear, leaving you with the gift of future sight and all the benefits that come with being able to see into the future. However, if you are caught, you will be taken away to the Lookie Man's lair, where he will consume your eyes and leave you to die alone. Comment whether or not you would play this game, and follow for more.
Now, when a species goes extinct, the whole world cries. It's very, very sad. Maybe because we're the fucking problem. But some of these creatures that I'm gonna go over today, fuck it. Begone, thoughts! Take the L, bitch! Because these are some of the scariest, creepiest, I pee when I look at them, animals that have ever gone extinct. Now I'm apologizing. Because if you're in bed watching the Afropleura, fuck. An 8.5-foot millipede. Are you mental? Fam, that's bigger than me. Obviously, by only 2.5 feet because I am a 6-foot alpha fucking male. Every hair on my body just went ping. The Pulmonoscorpius. Ping. A skin-crawling 1-meter long scorpion with fossils discovered in Scotland. That's kind of close. I don't need to be worried. They're extinct, right? Right! Now, they weren't the most friendly. So this, I do not recommend. Finally, we have the Dunkleosteus, one of the most dangerous predators of its time. Opening its jaws so fast that it pulls everything inside. Mwah.
Spanish donkey. Scold's bridle. Shrew's fiddle. Torture wheel. The iron chair. Foot binding. Stoning.
So the guy that was arrested for stealing over 100 human skulls, skeletons, bones from a cemetery in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania had an Instagram, and it's pretty shocking. So he went by the name Dead Shit Daddy, and as you can see, he was selling these human remains to a network of buyers. If you go check out his Instagram page, there are dozens, if not hundreds, of posts detailing these different skulls that he was, I guess, refurbishing, or whatever the word you would use to describe what he was doing to them. And then, as you can see, he was also selling a lot of them and sometimes showcasing what he called his personal collection. Now, interesting, on a number of his posts, I noticed that he used the wording, as you can see down there, if you know, you know, available, for sale. As you can see, here is another post from just a few days ago where he said, if you know, you know, skulls/bones available. He also had skulls that I'm assuming he carved into himself, like this skull depicting the Seal of Solomon, an ancient kind of mystical, magical seal. He was also showing the process of restoring a number of his specimens, which included the skulls and remains of children. And yes, some of this stuff, some of these posts are just hard to believe. This post I found to be particularly damning though. As you can see in the caption, he wrote, "Unwhitened from Europe in 19th century would generally infer a few things about its original acquisition," with a tombstone emoji, though I cannot confirm that. So I believe that when he said that in his caption, he's literally telling people that he stole this from a grave, saying would generally infer a few things about its acquisition with a tombstone emoji, and saying he can't confirm that. I mean, it's pretty brazen and on the nose here. Him basically telling people that, yeah, you know, I stole this skull from a grave and now you can purchase it if you'd like to. So this obviously complicates the case a lot now, because investigators announced they had found those 100 plus skulls, parts of skeletons in his home. But taking a look at his Instagram, he had been selling this stuff for a long time, for years. So truly, I don't think there's any way to even get a proper estimate right now as to how many graves this guy robbed, or how many skulls and bones he actually ended up selling to.
If you don't share this video, she'll come get you. Just kidding, but Carmen Winstead was so horrifying. She was just 17 years old, but she wouldn't fit in. She had no friends. Most girls called her weird and said that she was smelly. One rainy day during a fire drill, they pushed her. She fell 20 feet deep into a sewer and the school said it was an accident. She broke her neck and that was the end of her. But the truth is that she was pushed. Weeks later, the whole school started getting emails saying that if you don't repost this, she will get you. Most people laughed and they thought it was a joke, and people were even mocking her. One of the people that was making fun of her never returned home, and he was found in a sewer. The neck was snapped and they were frozen in fear. They say the email still goes around, sometimes in your spam or sometimes in TikTok comments. But if you happen to see it and if you happen to ignore it, she will come get you. Don't say we didn't warn you. What did you guys think about this creepy chainmail that was going on? I know, it horrified me.
Amsterdam's historic Vondelkerk Church is no more. Last night, as the city was celebrating New Year's, it caught fire and burnt down, and emergency services already confirmed that the building is no longer salvageable and warned that the whole church may collapse due to the fire's intensity. It was nearly 150 years old. So the big question everyone's asking is, how did this happen and who is responsible? Police so far, they've pretty much said nothing. Local media report, though, that it's suspected that it was likely hit by fireworks. And the thing is, this comes as police officers in the Netherlands say that they themselves were shot at with fireworks, they had petrol bombs thrown at them and other explosives, and they said that they faced a quote unprecedented amount of violence on New Year's Eve. So much so that shortly after midnight, authorities issued a rare nationwide alert via mobile phones warning people to not call overwhelmed emergency services unless their lives were at risk. When we know more about the cause of this fire, I'll make an update.
The World's Most Cursed Items, Part 5. Now this one can be considered haunted, cursed, or maybe both. The famous gypsy doll dubbed Let Me Out. The doll was first discovered in the late 70s in Australia, found underneath an abandoned house by two brothers. Said to be over 200 years old and came from Romania. The owner, Kerry Walton, even had it evaluated by a psychic, who speculates that the spirit of a young boy who drowned inhabits the doll. There is numerous claims that it moves by itself, making people and animals alike around it uncomfortable.
There are some crazy things happening out there right now. Russia is planning a ban on incoming phone calls from countries they consider unfriendly, which is a lot of them. An insider high up at Rockstar said that their cybersecurity is on the same level of the FBI and the CIA. They monitor the internet so aggressively that leakers are often caught within minutes. There were only about 2,000 craft breweries in the entire country of the United States in 2010, and now there's over 10,000. As of this year, Ether Catherine is a woman from the UK, and she is the only verified person on Earth to have been born before 1910. The Taliban detained 4 men who were dressed up as Peaky Blinders characters. The feds brought a woman over from Europe into the United States to face charges for smuggling airplane parts to Russia, and now she's facing deportation before her trial. A 20-year-old lottery winner rejected $1 million payment in order to take $1,000 a week for the rest of her life. Would you have done that? I don't know. Genetically modified mosquitoes were just released into the United States to fight off mosquito-borne diseases like Zika and yellow fever. This is what a blue whale looks like trapped by cargo ships inside of the ocean. You would think there's a lot of room to maneuver in the ocean for a whale, but it's because of all the sounds from the cargo ships that are causing it to go all over the place.
This former Disney Channel star was arrested on Christmas Eve for child pornography charges, amongst other things. So this is Matt Prokop, and you might recognize him from High School Musical 3, Hannah Montana, and a number of other shows. Now, Matt has appeared in other shows like The Office, but his first really big role came when he played the character Zara in High School Musical 3. And for years, as he got older, Matt retained a level of celebrity because for years he was dating Modern Family star Sarah Hyland. Now, disturbingly, Sarah would go on to get a restraining order against her former boyfriend, Matt Prokop, because according to her, he was verbally and physically abusive. In 2024, Matt was arrested for allegedly abusing his girlfriend, and he was charged with aggravated family assault and resisting arrest. But on Christmas Eve of this year, Matt was arrested again. And initially, according to this reporting that I'm reading, Matt was arrested on Christmas Eve for violating conditions of his previous bond. However, somewhere along the way, I guess investigators found child pornography on some of his devices, or one of his devices, and that's why they've slapped him with this charge as well. He's currently being held in the Victoria, Texas jail without bail, meaning that he's been in there since Christmas Eve, and I don't know if he's going to be getting out anytime soon. Obviously, anytime you have a case where there's a former child star that is found with child pornography on one or more of their devices, that is incredibly troubling and disturbing, and we just don't know all the details yet about exactly what has happened here. But I will definitely keep you guys updated, so make sure to follow to stay up to date.
This girl was born with 2 heads. Manar Magid was born in Egypt in 2004, but she wasn't born alone. Attached to her head was another head, a second skull, a face that could blink, smile, and move its lips, but had no body of its own. It was her twin, a parasitic twin, fused to her scalp and feeding off her bloodstream. The condition is called Craniohopicus parasiticus, and it's so rare that fewer than a dozen cases have ever been recorded in human history. The second head had no thoughts, no consciousness, but it moved, and it lived through her. Doctors feared that Manar wouldn't survive. The parasitic twin was draining her body's strength. Her organs overworked just to keep both heads alive. Every heartbeat, every breath, shared. In 2005, at just 10 months old, Manar underwent a high-risk surgery to remove the second head. The surgery was a success, and it was the first of its kind. And Manar lived. She opened her eyes, she smiled, but the victory was short. Just weeks after the surgery, she died of a brain infection. Her body simply couldn't keep up.
These movies are terrifying, they're underrated, they're underseen, and you have been warned. I'm Chuck, I'd love to be your movie guy. Hit the like button, give me a follow, and this is 5 paranormal nightmares that are criminally underrated. Fragile is super creepy, and it stars Ally McBeal. Callista Flockhart is this lady that takes a job at a rundown children's hospital, and she must protect them from malevolent forces. This one got me. I think Lights Out is terrifying, and I'll always talk about it, and it's about this girl that must battle these malevolent forces attached to her mother and these experiences her brother has. This one gets me every time. It's terrifying. Crimson Peak is one of the most beautifully haunting movies ever made about this woman named Edith whose mother dies, and then she falls in love with this outsider, and he moves her away from everything she knows to this home that is literally alive and terrifying. This has tension like none other. The Afterglow's a tough one, but it's terrifying, and it's about this man named Oliver who's haunted by ghosts of the past because he had a sexual awakening with a dead girl, and he's trying to match that. This one's kind of fucked up, but it's legitimately scary. Demon is an absolutely terrifying take on Jewish folklore, and it's about this Polish-English guy who marries this woman that he met on the internet, and he digs up this skeleton and starts having hallucinations. According to Seth recommended this to me, and Demon is absolutely downright terrifying. As always, let me know what you think of this list, and if you want me to make more lists, I'm Chuck. I'd love to be your movie guy. Hit the like button. Give me a follow.
Okay guys, it looks like it may be happening. Multiple explosions are coming out of Venezuela, and US officials have told the BBC that Trump has ordered strikes on sites inside Venezuela, including military facilities. Here's what we know so far. So videos show military helicopters flying over Caracas, Venezuela's capital, and others show huge strikes being carried out on specific locations. Now, the Venezuelan president, Maduro, he's declared a national emergency and blames the US for these strikes, saying that they're trying to take the country's oil and minerals. He's also ordered all national defense plans to be implemented and all social and political forces in the country to activate mobilization plans. Now, there's still no official word from the Trump administration on these strikes, so I'll have to make an update as we know more.
If you were driving late at night and you saw a person in the middle of the road asking for help, then whatever you do not stop, because you're gonna be the one asking for help just after. And if you're like, no bro, I gotta help, I just can't let a person in this situation, well, let me tell you that there is a 50% chance or even higher that you're gonna regret it. And if you don't believe me, listen to this story. You see, it all started when a man was driving late at night, and all of a sudden, he came across a lady that was asking for help in the middle of the road. So the man who was driving decided to stop and see what's going on. This is where she explained to the driver that she was lost and she needed the ride back home, and by her voice, you can tell that she was very frustrated. When the driver heard that, he was like, okay, you know what, get in the car. And he gave her his jacket in case she was feeling cold. Now, they're both inside the car, she gave him the address, and she kept thanking him for helping her. We know the driver in the front was like, yeah, don't even mention it, and they both kept silent until he made it to the address she gave him. And once they made it there, she left the car, she thanked him again, then she went home. The next day, the driver came back to the same place. If you're asking why, well, basically to get back the jacket he gave to the lady he helped. And when he made it to her house, he knocked the door, but it wasn't the lady that he helped that opened the door. It was an old lady. So the old lady talking to the driver was like, who the hell are you? This is where the driver explained that he helped a woman yesterday and this is supposed to be her house. When the old lady heard him saying that, she was like, the person you're describing doesn't even live here. This is where the driver tried to describe and explain again. But the old lady didn't seem to care. She was like, the person you're talking about... Wait, you actually might be right. The person you're describing sounds exactly like my daughter. See, the driver started to get pissed off. He was like, I don't care if it's your daughter, your stepmom, your grandma, tell her to bring the jacket. This is where the old lady said something shocking. She said that her daughter, many years ago. You see, when the driver heard that, he was so shocked. He was like, yes, my daughter actually on an accident, and just like you described, she in that exact same road. Sorry. Yeah, you see, every day I try to pretend that it's alright, but it's hurting me inside. It's not alright. My jacket got stolen by a ghost. Excuse me? I personally gave my jacket to your daughter yesterday, and that shit was expensive. You're telling me that your daughter is a ghost. I want my jacket back. Wait. So this whole time you was shocked, not because of what you heard. It was because of your jacket. Don't even start, okay? Don't even talk. Unless you want me to reunite you with her, let me get the hell out of here without you talking. Thank you. That's exactly why you should not help strangers on the road. Grip too hard, might stand too close, you gon' power that drum. How this way? Young about the show. I've been on the road, I don't care if because I get paid.
Satan's sketchbook got leaked, and that's the day starfish infected the food web. This Second Amendment abusing bottom feeder is one of the most disgustingly grotesque things to barely qualify as alive, and the only way to explain that is to explain what it'd be like to be hunted by one. Imagine minding your business when a flagrant affront to the food web starts crawling towards you, as if the way they travel wasn't a dent to your mental health enough. Now imagine this body snatcher slaps an armful of tube feet on your face, just to use the suction cups to force your mouth open. Hey yo. Now fun fact about Satan's Squishmallow, they're a lot stronger than anything that close to a face hugger should be, and starfish can spend not hours, but days of your life playing tug-of-war with your jaw. Bro's a predator of persistence, a predator that only needs you to open your mouth 1/10 of a millimeter to win. Except winning means ejecting their stomach out of their mouths and shoving it down your throat, only to then release digestive juices inside you to dissolve you and cook you from the inside out. The end game of getting stalked by a starfish is being tucked in with no bedtime story, except instead of a blanket, you get engulfed by a corrosive embrace as an outside stomach entombs you, and you'd probably scream if the process didn't liquefy your lower jaw. Your last moments would be the stomach retracting back into its gaping maw, along with what is now only a half-digested concept of what you were. That's a lot of damn nerve for an animal with no brain, and a Lovecraftian loofah straight out of Stephen King's wet dream. Also, the devil's fidget spinner is a known cannibal. This creature is a body horror film that has been playing on loop for the last 400 million years, and the only thing we have in common is that they start life the same way they live it. As an asshole. That's Deuterostorm timing, the more you know.
We have some crazy things going on in the world right now. A Goodwill in Florida was evacuated after a live grenade was found in one of the donation bins. Always has to be Florida. For the first time in 84 years, there were 0 survivors of the attack on Pearl Harbor at the annual memorial. Bill Gates' 22-year-old daughter came out and said that it's terrifying for the boys who she brings home to meet her socially awkward father in his $63 million mansion. I could not imagine. Come on, the right guy will vibe with him and be socially awkward with him, I'm sure. In the last 3 years, women over 40 have had more babies than women under 20. A 17-year-old NASA intern discovered a brand new planet on his 3rd day in office. There is a trend amongst billionaires in China right now where they are having hundreds of children to build, quote, unstoppable dynasties. And China as a whole is about to impose a 13% tax on condoms to boost fertility nationwide. Japan only recorded 686,000 births in 2024, which is the lowest amount of births in Japan since 1899. Girls are officially now less likely than boys to say that they want to get married. Putin gifted a $22,000 motorcycle to a random Alaskan man, and no one really officially knows the reason why.
Horror movies based on true.
There is a man who has been alive for 900 years and knows things that he definitely shouldn't. This guy is known as the Infinite Man. He randomly appeared in the USA, and in a minute you'll understand why the police won't even file an official report. He randomly appeared as a homeless man on the side of the road, old scruffy clothes, just sitting there and wouldn't really say a word. But he then started acting strange to people of the public. In parks and restaurants, he'd go in and be speaking in Old English, like proper Old English from the 1600s. When he was brought in by the authorities, he switched and started speaking Latin and a load of other ancient languages. He then said to the officers his name was Iman and he was born in the year 1134, so, quite a while ago. He then started narrating all kinds of historic events that, not things that we would know from the Bible or history books. He was detailing exact weather reports of exact times on exact days that were barely even filed. Then detailing things that weren't known in history, but then when people looked into it further, they went, this guy's actually telling the truth. Completely baffling historians and scientists who were looking at this. He then actually said to them that he doesn't live through time, he slides through it. He dies and then wakes up in a completely different timeline. They let him go and he vanished. He was never seen again. They are completely baffled as to where he went. But if this guy is telling the truth, what has he seen and where the hell is he now?
Look at this terrifying animatronic in water. Oh my god. This is a cave troll animatronic in Watermouth Castle in England, with a face only a mother could love. Here's another video of it. You open the door, it's in there. Oh my god. And then the light goes out. You shut the door, you open it again. It's supposed to, start the light, but some reason it's going in and out, and that's creeping me out. The door is supposed to activate the light, but sometimes the door does not activate the light, so it's standing in there in the pitch darkness staring at you, and I am scared. Bro has a really long brontosaurus neck, and it shoots water at you when you open up the door. That water does not look sanitary nor safe. There's at least 3 brain-eating amoebas in there. He also has a buddy not too far away, which is this crocodile that's in the same type of situation in water. So how do you feel about this cave troll? I'm gonna name him Gary because you can't tell me that he doesn't look like a Gary. I officially apologize for any Garys watching this. Let me know how you feel of this thing. I will not be going to Watermouth Castle, which is like a theme park type place. Miss me with that. I'm back to traumatize y'all with animatronics in the water, because what the hell is this? This is my 13th reason I fear. Here's a photo of it abandoned, because it has been abandoned since 2011 when Magic Land in Egypt shut down. And oh my god, that is still water it is in, by the way. I don't like its face. I don't like it at all. I'm also gonna fight this Triceratops. The video of it moving is super creepy at the end, by the way. You get super, super close to it, and it is vile. Imagine you're chilling on this ride, and you come across on this water ride, come around the corner, and you see this absolute monstrosity abomination staring at you. I'd fart my soul out. By the way, here it is on Google Earth in 2025. He's right here. He's right there, still abandoned, in the brush, in the shrubbery, in 2025. Yes, it's 2026 right now. Don't correct me. This is how close you get to it on the ride, by the way. Watch this video and let me know what you're thinking. And how do you feel knowing that this thing is abandoned in the woods somewhere in Egypt right now, probably still in water? If there's an afterlife, I'm fighting God for giving me submechanophobia.